Hi everybody, we're going to be talking with a very interesting person today, but I'm going to let her introduce herself. Take it away. Hi there, my name is Diana Tower and I am the founder of dianatower.com, and that's where I help A-list entrepreneurs engage with their audiences. That could be in the form of an online community for a course that you've made. Maybe that's also on your Facebook page, or even just writing via email. Engaging and connecting with your audience in an authentic way, that is my specialty. Fascinating. Now, I'd really like to get an idea of what your business and life looked like before joining Impacting Millions. And, if you could provide a couple of examples, that would be fantastic. So before working on Impacting Millions, I was pretty stuck. I was not really in a place where I felt confident in myself or my business, which was really frustrating because I actually work in this industry of online entrepreneurship. And so helping others comes very easily to me, but then when it applies to myself, it can be really difficult. So I felt really frustrated. I felt like only a small group of people knew about my work and how much I cared about people and how I go above and beyond for them. But I was kind of stuck in this bubble and I didn't really know how to get outside of that. I didn't know how to be known beyond this circle of people that already know me and my skill set. And so I was stuck. I didn't really know how to approach publicity. I mean, even just the idea of being on TV or featured in a magazine was like, that's never going to happen. That wasn't even something I thought of. I mean, I was thinking sort of, how could I get on a podcast, or how could I pitch, another blog and do guest posting? So yeah, it was pretty frustrating. I mean, I've taken some courses and it does talk about this. It does, some courses, they touch on this idea of guest posting and getting out there, but they don't really give you really detailed step-by-step instructions to sort of hold you by the hand and walk you through it. And so it was kind of demoralizing in the sense that you had to sort of just go out and try and do this and end up failing quite a bit. So I was feeling pretty lost, feeling pretty stuck. Now I'd really like to get an idea of your first impressions when you first heard about Impacting Millions, and also what really resonated with you when you heard or read about Selena's work. Okay, so when I first heard about Impacting Millions, it's actually really funny. So I've heard of Selena Soo before. She's kind of in the sphere of people that I know, and so I kind of knew of her and her work, but I didn't know very much about the program, and so I can't remember 100% how I heard about it. I think it was actually through Primož Božič. So that's what it was. He was launching another course at exactly the same time, okay? And so I was trying to decide which course would be right for me at this point or this stage of my business. And so at the time, I had kind of decided, all right, I'm going to go with Primož's course for writing an ultimate guide. And I'll save Impacting Millions for next year. 2018, I'll save it. I'll save it for next year. And I can't remember how it happened, but I ended up having a conversation with somebody, one of my good friends, and she sort of highlighted the fact that they really complement each other, this idea of creating outstanding, amazing long-form content and getting publicity. And, maybe I should think it over, and maybe those two together actually could be the perfect fit for where I was at my business. So I kind of chewed it over, and I was just thinking about it, and the more that I explored it, the more that I looked at the sales pages, and the fact that I'd met Selena Soo before, like I definitely there was no issue with me questioning her ability to deliver, that was never an issue. It was always like, is this right for me right now? And also, this is a fair chunk of change. Like, is this really what I should be, investing in right now? And so that was kind of where I was at, with the first impression of the course before taking it. Awesome. So my next question is in terms of any concerns that you had. So, when you first thought about joining the program, did you have any hesitations, or did you think, or did you have any doubts? Maybe you were asking yourself, how can this really help me? Is this actually going to be worth it? Is this just another course that's going to sit on the digital shelf? I'd love to get an idea of kind of the thought process there. Okay, so I guess I kind of jumped ahead and answered this question before, but just to kind of, emphasize it. I feel like for myself, it's sometimes hard to invest in yourself, especially when it's multiple figures. Like it's not just like a $50 course or $100 course, or $1,000 course. This is the thing. It's a substantial amount of money. And so it can be really difficult to sort of justify that. And there was something that, for example, I did have this concern, but I spoke to my husband, and my husband is super supportive of myself and my business. And he said something that was just fantastic. He was like, is this going to deliver? Like, is this going to make an impact on your business? Are you going to get value from it? Are you going to learn something? Is this going to help you? And the answer to all those questions was yes, yes, yes. And so he's like, just do it. Just do it. You're investing in yourself. And it was so funny because, I had this really difficult, this struggle with saying, okay, I'm going to invest in myself. And I think for the longest time, in the past, making really big investments in myself was really difficult. And this was the second time that I'd ever done this, with a substantial course to kind of help me with my business. And so that was hard. It was definitely difficult. It's fascinating. So my next question is, when you first started the course, was there a particular module that really resonated with you? Or did you have an aha moment? Or was there something that just really made an impact on you? And go a little bit deeper. Like, how did that feel for you? Did you have some sort of sense of relief, a new form of understanding, confidence? Really dig into that. I'd love to know a little bit more about that. Okay, so when I first started the program, even like going through the whole program and looking at the different modules, I would say that module 2 really stood out for me, just in the sense that it really helped me sort of clean up my website in terms of the foundations, right? And also just being able to craft a media bio that actually grabs people's attention and helps you stand out from the rest, because it can be really easy to write a pitch and just, oh, here's who I am, this is what I do, and people, maybe they just won't really care. But the way that Selena broke things down and really highlighted, different aspects of really captivating bios and about pages to really sell yourself, I think that was, for me, at least at the stage that I was at the time, that was something that really stood out to me. My next question is going to be interesting for anyone considering joining Impacting Millions, and I'd like to know, what wins or results did you get from actually participating in the Impacting Millions program? That is a great question. And it's funny because even as I think of it, I feel like, I could have gotten so much better results if I had done more work. So let me explain. I said before that I was choosing between 2 courses, right? And so I actually ended up signing up for both at the same time. And so I was creating my first Ultimate Guides and also working through Impacting Millions. What I loved about this was I was able to join the live calls and really kind of get the feel of everything and ask questions during the Q&A. And it was like I was sort of front loading all of this information and these techniques. And so I created the Ultimate Guides and I put them out there. And so now, as I'm sitting here, it's like a year since I joined Impacting Millions almost, and I'm in this perfect place to really take everything that I've learned and actually apply it. Now, some people might think, oh, well, maybe it's a waste of money then because you didn't actually use it. And I disagree in the sense that, I went to all the live calls. I've been super active in the community because I love community and the community is fantastic. But also what it allowed me to do was really just open my mind to the fact that all of this is actually possible. Like, I could get featured in a magazine if I actually pitched a magazine. I could get featured on like a TV episode of the news, okay? Or, an episode of Ellen, or that's actually a dream. I just want to say that my dream is to dance with Ellen. So I'm going to be using Impacting Millions to make that happen. And I'm just saying that here right now. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to happen. I will dance with Ellen. But this idea, it's funny because even as I sit here, you might say like, oh, well, you didn't really get results, but actually it opened up this whole world of connections, even just within the community. And I think the most important change or impact that I've had is that it's given me the peace of mind and the confidence to know that now that I'm ready for this, now that I'm actually at this stage where I'm like, all right, I need to guest post and get out there, that I know I've got a system and it's going to hold me by the hand and just walk me through it. And I think that even just knowing that has made the past year so much easier. Not having to worry about it, not having this thing in the back of your mind saying like, oh man, I'm going to have to start pitching. And I think that just having all of the tools and also the support. I think there's something to be said about having a really strong community of people that are all working towards the same objectives. And that's something that has been super inspiring as well. Like the amount of posts that are in this community about wins, like people getting featured in magazines, getting on TV, having like a book published or connecting with somebody influential, like it's all the time. It's like constant. And so it just really, again, it just opens up your mind to the fact that like, actually this can happen for you too. You just need to work through what Selena is putting out there in this program. So I'd like to take that one step further. Was there anything that changed in your life by participating in the Impacting Millions program? So maybe business connections, friendships, traveling, this sort of thing. I'd love to know a little bit more about how this has changed your life. I think I kind of covered that in the previous question, but again, I think that I have this peace of mind and sense of just a little bit more confidence in knowing that, okay, it's now time to saddle up and get some media attention and expand outside of my current network. And I'm not scared. I'm not actually worried about it. I'm just gonna follow what Selena advises through Impacting Millions. And it's put together in that was actually something that was really fantastic, is that it's so simple. You've got the core material from the live call, and then you have these vaults of valuable kind of like PDFs for each specific thing. So it's like how to craft a media bio, and it's super straightforward and simple. And even when you're working through the PDFs and even looking at the recordings as well, like you really do feel the sense of care that Selena has for her clients. This is not normal. I mean, there are a lot of people out there, a lot of businesses that are just like, okay, here's some instructions, here you go, best of luck to you. And that is completely opposite of what Selena really stands for. I mean, I've experienced it firsthand, and it's just been so amazing to see someone of her, like her caliber and her level, to actually be present in the communities, to be answering, live Q&A after those live calls, and just really caring about her clients. I think that that's something special. And so my last question before we wrap things up, Diana, I'd just like to invite you to share a message with anybody that is struggling with their business and maybe with their connections, and also why you would recommend Impacting Millions to them. All right, a message to anybody that's struggling with their business and connections. First of all, it's totally normal. It is normal to struggle, and people will look confident and amazing, on video or, anywhere. And it's not the whole picture, right? I think that there's always the ups and downs to running an online business or to starting your own business or trying to get yourself out there. But I would highly recommend Impacting Millions for anybody. If you're looking for a way to really get yourself out there, to get yourself known, to get some publicity, to sort of get credibility markers, and to be taken seriously in your niche and just in general, this is a fantastic course to do that. And that's the thing. And I can say that right now, and I haven't even harnessed like 50% of it, right? And that's where it comes in right now. I mean, the fact that I've gotten so much from it just by simply working through the live calls, sort of consolidating information, feeling so much more confident, it's allowed me to focus on what's important, and it's allowed me to really kind of move forward with my business, and in a really short period of time. I'm actually really excited for this year, so for 2018, so that I can really apply everything that I've learned here and, get myself guest posts, get on, with podcast interviews, and really just get myself out there. And, there isn't anybody else that I would want to help me with my publicity and connections, because Selena, she's a lovely person. She knows her, she knows her beep. She knows what she's talking about. Like she gets it. And she just cares. And I think that can go a long way in terms of, putting yourself out of your comfort zone and moving forward and doing things that are scary, like sending a pitch to, the New York Times or Forbes or, any of these big publications. It could be terrifying because you might get stuck in your head, but the way that Selena really breaks things down, she's got step-by-step, you've got the community as well, and everybody is just super supportive. You can ask questions and people will jump in and support you. Selena jumps in sometimes as well, which is fantastic. And it's just it really is the whole package. So to land this plane, if you really want to get yourself out there in terms of media and publicity, to really share your gift or your skills with more people that need them, I would highly recommend Impacting Millions. Thank you so much, Diana, for taking the time to sit down with me today. Are we done? Diana, I just want to say that you are the best interviewer ever. This is the best interview I've ever done. With myself. Way more fun, right? Way more fun than just me talking by myself. So yeah, I'm serious though, guys. Impacting Millions, it's the bomb. I'm excited for next year to check back and to check in and see what has happened in the last 365 days. Because having Impacting Millions back here, it's got my back. It feels pretty darn good. Highly recommend it. I'm realizing that there's no bloop. Apparently, in order to be an interviewer, I need to hold a pen and wear a scarf and put my hair up with a pen. Can you see that? There you go. Apparently, and now this is my alter ego. Very professional. That's it.